A while ago when you said she's 20, it kind of just slapped me in the face, and I'm like, huh. It feels like we've been watching some of these athletes for so many years that we forget how young they actually are. And when we have when we plaster our expectations all over them and we go run this, run that kind of thing. So, hey, Trackies, welcome back to yet another video here on TXC Track Time. Go ahead and smash that like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you've yet to do so. Also, Trackies, head on over to Instagram and Twitter and give us a follow. I'll put that up on the screen. Now, Trackies, Kevona Davis. She also had a fantastic season this year. Dipping below that magical 11-second barrier, running 10.95 seconds, and smashing the 200 meters, running 22.26 seconds. So everyone know, is Kevona ready for the big stage? Does she stand a chance of making the senior team, hopefully in the near future? Tam, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so it has been a long road for Kevona Davis. You know, one of Jamaica's rising youth stars that never quite converted, somebody that we've been waiting urgently and earnestly on just to see, break through. I remember we recorded a video prior to her breaking her personal best, where we were mentioning those champs times way back when as her personal best, and we're like, when is Kevona going to break through? Coupled with injuries, not correcting her form. There was so much that was going not right for Kevona. And then this year happened. Maybe the COVID year was a blessing for her because she just blossomed and everything that could go right went right for Kevona this year. 100 meters, as Steve said, personal best. 200 meters, personal best again, 10.95 and 22.26. And not only that, track is she went to the national trials and she tried to be competitive after a long. So we saw, I think for us, this is the first full season that we have seen Kevona complete. She ran all season long on the NCAAs. We're talking about indoors, outdoors, 60 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters. She was busy and she still had something in her legs to come to Jamaica and compete in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. In the 200 meters, which is where I think her strength lies, we saw her competitive, finishing fifth, which for me, running against seniors at the age of 20 and still a collegiate athlete, that was well done for Kevona. Uh, and again, the long NCAA Gruellian season where she finished at the national trials, it for me, it just speaks to more to come. For me, I saw a different Kevona in and a Kevona of the old. We saw Kevona that like lost faith in who she was over the last few years, and now she's like fierce, determined, much to be corrected with her form still. However, she does look like she's in it to win it, and track and field is still her passion. So T, what did you make of her season?
A while ago when you said she's 20, it kind of just slapped me in the face, and I'm like, huh. It feels like we've been watching some of these athletes for so many years that we forget how young they actually are. And when we have when we plaster our expectations all over them and we go run this, run that kind of thing. So 20, I'm just gonna have to reevaluate everything that was in my mind before. Okay, no, all right. So off the bat, I think she did have a fantastic year, right? I know we did a video previously where we said should she have chosen MVP, um, because in terms of her technical running, like her start is still atrocious. So I was thinking, should she have chosen MVP kind of thing, and she came out this season hungry. Like you said, you saw a different Kevona, and it was like she was a shadow of herself. And now this year, I saw a Kevona that was showing emotions, Kevona that was excited, and like smashing her fist and like, yes, I've been dying for this. And that made me know that, listen, she also wants this. Not only do we want it, I mean, okay, we're talking about it, but really and truly we stand to gain nothing, because this, at the end of the day, this is her life, kind of thing. So if she wants it and we can see that she wants it that much, I mean, what can we do but stand behind her, kind of thing. So I, for sure, I'm standing behind her 100%. As I say, I never give up on any athlete. And it's so weird because right now we're so rich in terms of depth in the sprints for the women, that even me throwing out another name, a Kevona, makes it harder for the rest. But I don't care. I want them all to have successes on the track. I know not everybody's gonna make the team, because there can only be 3/4 spots depending on if you have a defending champion or a Diamond League winner, kind of thing, for the world championships. But doesn't change the fact that I all want them to, carve a place for themselves in the sport. And Kevona, I also want her to carve a space for herself. So, next season, again, I don't think the collegiate system helps your form. You have to literally wait until you either go pro or you graduate to, find a coaching team that will fix those things. So I don't necessarily see them fixing it next year, unfortunately. But you know what? Maybe I can be surprised and they do something about it, because I think that's incremental in her success. That start has to be fixed, right? We saw her power through in that 200 meters. I think that's where now she will definitely, feature next year, the 200, not so much the 100. If she still has that start, not so much the 100, but that 200, 2022, 22, 26, if she can build on that. Remember, we didn't say it in the last video when we were talking about, who are we talking about? Brenna Liston, right? I think it was Brenna Liston. We didn't mention the opportunity in the 200 for the extra spot, right? But there is an extra spot in the 200 meters. I did say if Shelly-Ann and Sharika are still running the 200, it's tied up, it's locked. But with an extra spot, there's an extra lane for a Jamaican. So she's right on the bubble, and right now she is literally the fourth fastest Jamaican over the 200 meters, right? So if she comes out next year and runs amazing, or builds on that 2020 22 26, or even if she maybe stays there, I don't really foresee many people, challenging that mark. That 22 26 is still a good time. So if she can come out and do the same next year, or even slightly better, she can get on the team. Can you imagine, we're going from wondering if Kevin will even, feature on the senior side, to making the team? Like, she has a really, really strong shot of making the team next year. I just think, like how we've seen for a few athletes, where the focus changes a little bit, where it's not just NCAAs. If we can get some of that attention over to the senior team, if the school can recognize that she has a valid shot at making the team, and help her to get there, because I don't want to see by the time she gets to trial she has nothing more to give, kind of thing. If she can turn up like how Kimba turned up last year at the trials, or last season at the trials, with her best run in her legs, she makes that team
The
in the
thing
two
is that she has
meters.
two events, and by two I mean three, if I count the 60 meters indoors in the mix, and some of our other collegiate athletes only have one event. And let us not forget all the relays that she's expected to run on. So she has a
No, I
very
will
long.
agree. Any sprinter that we have in the collegiate scene right now, as long as you're doing the short sprints, you're doing 1:2:60.
Okay.
Whether
No,
or
but
not
I mean, not the
whether
short
or not
sprint
you
only. I'm
can
just
make.
saying, like, generally speaking, other events, 800, 400, etc. I'm just saying that's her. She has a tall hill to climb. And then remember, if we have other athletes that are doing the 200, if they're not doing as well as Kevona is, it's a one race and then they're out. Whereas Kevona will probably race more than once because she's really good at the 200. And this year, and she was good in the 100, before, and then this year she is arriving in the 100 again. And even the 60 meters, she raced very well this season. So the better you are, the more races you run.
Um, Again, I'm hoping we all know that for NCAAs, they're focused on their own school situation happening, their championships there. But I'm hoping that, something can happen where she gets to focus at least on the senior trials and putting on her best show there, because she has a solid shot. And I don't want them to put it off and say, okay, the next time, because you never know. You know what I mean? You put something off and somebody else comes up and snatches a spot from you. I believe wholesomely that she has a solid shot of making that 200-meter team next year, and
I
they should
agree
put
with you.
everything behind her to make the team.
Right, I agree with you, and I hope that that the persons around her kind of direct her, like even like lays with the coach, kind of direct her in that, push her in that direction,
Yeah.
rather. But we're so excited to see what's in store for Kevona, and I was just thinking about Shelly and Elaine as you were talking, and the fact that Kevona is 20, and it just occurred to me, when she's 25, Shelly will be 40 and Elaine will be 35. So,
Oh.
and 25 is just like really the nice spot in your career, really. So, at
Yeah.
some point, Elaine and Shelly will graduate,
Yeah, they'll be
and
there.
and there will be space for the likes of Kevon and of course Brianna Williams and the juniors coming up, the Claytons and Brianna Liston and all the others coming up behind
Yeah.
them. So there is definitely hope there, and her career is really just beginning, and we're so excited to see what is in store for her. So, Trackies, tell us what you think in the comment section below. Is 2023 Kevin Nazir to get an individual spot on the Jamaican team? Uh, I'm Tam.
And see.
We'll catch you in another one.